How are we all doing? Thank you for tuning in. So it's Sunday and yet again you join me on a crazy adventure looking for that taupe. So if you've been part of the channel for a while, you'll see that I am absolutely taupe crazy this year. It's not a fish that I've really targeted before, the taupe. I've had a bit of a go every year, but not really gone mad on it. But this year I'm going absolutely crazy all out because I am going to catch one. Well, at least I hope so anyway. So I've come to a mark today that I found last year. It's partly down the llyn Peninsula, so I'm off Anglesey. It's a lovely, comfortable mark, which I'm not going to try and give away too much, to be honest with you. There's plenty of marks down the llyn Peninsula and stuff that are popular. I think this is a bit of a, not a popular mark because it takes me roughly about an hour to walk to it. But I was quite disappointed on arrival. Yet again, there's a bit of rubbish here. There's been some anglers here recently, and obviously they couldn't be bothered to take their sweet wrappers and their old mackerel feathers and mackerel feather packets back with them. So I'll do that as usual. Anyway, so just a quick one, guys. Remember to take your rubbish home, please. So yeah, all I'm going to do today really is target taupe. Big rods, 2 big rods, fishing for taupe. Now, I've been doing a lot of research into taupe with me wanting to target the taupe this year. I've had a lot of people, a lot of good feedback, and a lot of people trying to help me, which has been absolutely great. I've had a lot of people telling me it's too early in the year, hold off a bit, don't burn yourself out. But I want to learn the marks as much as I want to catch the taupe, and to do that you've got to spend time on them. So I'm here fishing. They're getting taupe on the boats. Yeah, they are quite far offshore, but there's got to be taupe in the area, and it only takes one taupe to come within my casting range, pick that bait up, and change my aspect against taupe fishing. The biggest problem I think I'm going to have if I hook a taupe is landing it, because obviously I'm on rocks, I'm fishing alone, and it's not easy trying to handle a fish of the size of a taupe, which could be, you know, anything up to excess of 60 pound. Not that I'm saying I'm going to catch a 60 pounder, I'd be happy with a 10 pounder, but the actual landing of the fish. So when I choose my marks, because I'm fishing alone, I try and choose places where I'm able to get to the water's edge quite quickly, safely by myself, so I'm able to land that fish. So keep tuned. So just a quick look at what I've done is I've got a landing net there with me, and I've left that down the bottom of the rocks, so then if I do get a decent fish or a taupe, I can make my way down and try my best to land it by myself, obviously. So yeah, we'll keep going, see what happens, and hopefully we'll get one, or we'll get some action anyway. Well, the results so far, nothing. I was getting absolutely hammered by the spider crabs over the low water, so I decided to bring the rods in, and I've done a bit of plugging, a bit of messing about, see if I get some fresh bait. I managed just the one small pollock, which I've now just put out. The tide's been flooding out for about 40 minutes to an hour, so we'll see now if anything turns up on the flooding tide, and hope for the best. And I'll bring you back in a bit. It's a bit hot, so I haven't been doing much really, just like I say, I've been doing a bit of plugging and stuff, but I haven't been doing much filming. It's just too hot. There's 2 local lads turned up and they're fishing to my left, so, and they're also fishing just for taupe. So between us there's 2, 4, 5, 6 rods out, so hopefully we'll see somebody catch a taupe, if not me. Seem like nice genuine lads, local lads, so let's hope that something turns up, and we'll bring you back in a little while here. So the 2 lads that were to my left decided to call it a day and they've gone, but I'm still sitting here because that's me. Yeah, there's still, the sun's high in the sky, the tide's pushing in hard. There's a massive pull in the tide now. Don't know if you can see that. Let's have a look. Can you see that? Yeah, there's a massive pull in the tide now. The wind's got up as was promised, so yeah, it all feels right, but there just doesn't seem to be any taupe. But saying that, there's no doggies, there's no pollock, there's absolutely no fish in front of me whatsoever that I'm managing to pick up on the sabikis, on the baits, and I've tried tried metal wedges, I've tried a bit of everything, but I just can't seem to pick up any bait fish. There's millions, and I see millions of sand eels in the water. You can see them all down the side, and there's birds are diving, but it just doesn't seem to be doing any fish. Very strange. I will sit it out a fair bit longer. I might even move Mark just on high water, which is at 11 o'clock tonight. So what have I been up to since I last put a video together? Lots really. I've been mackerel fishing with the family. Me, the wife and the 3 boys went fishing for mackerel, and we met up with Darren, which was the sorry, I say Darren, Daz Lee, which was the winner of my first free giveaway. Well, it turned out that he lives here on Anglesey, and actually not too far from me, about half an hour. So what we've done is we arranged to meet him, and he was doing a bit of fishing. So we met him, me and the kids and the wife, and we took him his free prize that he'd won through my giveaway. So it was good to meet him. I'll put a picture up in a minute just so you can see that he received it. So yeah, thank you very much for your support, mate. It's much appreciated. And he had a good chin wag with the kids. The kids were telling him all sorts of stories. So yeah, no, that's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I've been carp fishing. I did a night on the carp the other night. Didn't do a video for that. Like I said, don't do a video every time I do something, but I just try and put bits together here and there. So yeah, I've been carp fishing. I had a night on the carp the other night with a couple of friends on a new lake at a Steddfa fishery in Cricket. It's worth a look if you're into carp fishing and that sort of thing. They got some family lakes there, and they've got the carp lake. They got trout lakes. Yeah, so that's worth a look if that's your sort of thing, if you like freshwater fishing. And Tom and Jane, the owners, are absolutely fantastic, absolutely lovely people. Yeah, so basically I've been doing a bit of mackerel fishing. I've been carp fishing. I'll put some pictures up after this of the mackerel fishing, the carp fishing, and I met up with Daz Lee and give him his prize. And yeah, I've been doing a bit of walking, but I have had a chest infection really bad, which has slowed me down. When you're putting a taupe video together like this, it's quite hard because there just doesn't seem to be any action. Now, I believe with taupe fishing, it's hours and hours and hours of just sitting around and waiting for it to happen. But when it happens, it's unbelievable. I have been with friends before, well, they've had a taupe. That was quite cool. I helped a friend land a taupe last year, which was wicked. And yeah, it's quite cool. So the explosion's worth the hours of waiting around. I must have done already this summer, from the spring onwards, I must have done like 120 hours of chasing taupe already. But it hasn't burnt me out. I don't feel burnt out from it at all. I've learnt a lot. Casting practice has been good. I've learnt a lot, different ways of putting the baits on, different rigs, and the input of some of the people through the YouTube channel, people on my Instagram page, because sometimes I put stuff on there. Well, I try and post on there quite often to keep it active. But yeah, you see on my Instagram page I'm always up to something, and I get people from all over the country that are on my Instagram. Some that have had taupe, some that are chasing taupe themselves, and they're all messaging me with their little bits of input. And some are telling me you want big tides, some are saying you want small tides, some are saying it doesn't matter what the tide is, some say you want the flooding tide, some say you want the ebbing tide. I just personally think that if they're there and you'll get one. I do start to believe that there's a lot of luck in taupe fishing, and it's just being at the right place at the right time. And yeah, there's some people around the country that are just gods when it comes to catching taupe. There's one man all over social media, I won't say his name because I haven't got the rights to say it without asking, but I'm sure he'd catch taupe in a bath. If he watches this, he'll know who he is, and if any of his friends or followers, they'll know who he is. Yeah, the guy's a legend when it comes to catching taupe. Catching any fish really, but yeah, he does catch some taupe. I will catch one this year. I'm really confident I'll catch one. I'm putting the hours in, I'm fishing the right places, they just aren't there or haven't been there while I've been there anyway. I haven't heard of many off the shore from North Wales this year. I think I've heard about 2 or 3 people that have had them, but whether they have or they haven't, I don't know. I definitely know of one, a friend of mine, he had one. So yeah, you just got to be there, you got to fish for them, and you got to hope for the best. In my experience, it's just a matter of waiting. I think I've gone on enough now, so what I'll do is I'll turn the camera off for a bit. I'll sit here in the sun a bit more, burn and melt a bit more, and bring you back and give you an update in another couple of hours, or if something exciting happens like a big fish. These guys have been my absolute nightmare so far today. This is a big one, this. Size of him. Only got 1 claw. Absolute nightmare these guys have been. The spider crab. They're just sitting on the baits, smashing the baits. So I've been reeling in and recasting every 15 to 20 minutes. And these guys are just absolutely smashing the baits. But we'll keep going now and see what happens, eh? But these guys are a pain in the neck. Well, boys and girls and everybody out there watching, it's now coming to the darkness. It's been a long old day, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a long old day. I haven't even had a dogfish today, which isn't a bad thing because I definitely don't want them. But the fishing's been hard, it just hasn't happened. It's not over yet though, it's not over yet. I do have a little bit of time left. I'll fish an hour into darkness. It's coming to the top of the tide now. Top of the tide is 11 PM here tonight, and it's a 29-foot tide, and then tomorrow they start dropping off. So in terms of speaking, people say not to fish for taupe in a dropping tide, but fish for them in a rising tide. Now that doesn't mean on the incoming flood, for the people that aren't sure. What it means is when a tide is like 22 foot, 23 foot and climbing, so going up 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 and so on, to target them then on a building tide. Now I gotta be honest, it is early in the year, as I keep getting told, but I've tried them on small tides, I've tried fishing big tides, and yet to try and catch one this year, or even catch one at all, I'm not speaking. I was asked about tides last time and to talk a little bit more about tides, so it was a comment in one of my last videos. So basically how I work it out, on a small tide, anything 24 foot and under, I fish marks that have massive tide pull, because you can hold bottom. And then anything bigger, so from a 25 up, I tend to fish where there isn't quite as much pull, where I can hold bottom, and beaches fish well, I find, on a big tide. My dad, God bless him, a bass angler, used to prefer to fish for bass. He was used to fish with live crab, and he used to free line live crab. Never used a ledger, always free line. I am going to actually do a bit of a video of how my dad used to do that sometime, but not now anyway. Yeah, so my dad used to personally like a small tide, 25 foot and under. Now he used to fish sort of kelpie areas, inland sea areas, and his signs of speaking, was the tide didn't go out as far, so the fish didn't go out as far. The fish were there longer on a smaller tide. That was his theory anyway. Everybody has different theories. Some people say fish feed harder on a big tide, some people say fish feed less on a smaller tide. When I'm cod fishing, it depends where I am. When I'm cod fishing, I find that you get better stamp of cod on a smaller tide, but you get more numbers of cod on a bigger tide. Now that's just my preference. Now everything's different, everybody's different. But yeah, these taupe anyway are giving me a good run around. I can't seem to get a picker. It'd be nice if that just screamed off now, wouldn't it, over my shoulder like that. But it's not happening anyway. So like I say, it's coming into darkness. At about 40 minutes off high tide now, and I'll stick it out until about half an hour after high, something like that, and then make my journey home. I've got like an hour walk to the car, never mind anything else. So hopefully you'll see me back now with a fish, but if you don't see me back with a fish, it'll be back just to say goodbye. So yeah, let's see what happens in this next hour or so. Well, you've guessed it, I'm walking back to the car. Unbelievable day. Not even a bite. Not even a bite. All day. Yeah, so that's realistically how the taupe fishing has been for me this year. About 13 hours there today. I'm not gonna lie, I really thought it was gonna happen today. Maybe I should have moved Mark, but I thought, I gotta be honest, I felt like I was on the money. It felt right. They've been catching them just offshore on the boats to where I was there today, so I really thought it was going to happen, but unfortunately it didn't. I sat it out for so long there because I thought at some point they've got to come in to within casting distance, but as you noticed, they didn't. Yeah, so I have decided I will post this video. I know it's a bit boring, there's nothing really happened, but I will post it because obviously it shows that my free giveaway is in there. Shows a little bit of what I've been up to, the family fishing. Shows a bit of a carp fishing session that I had the other night. So yeah, there's a few bits in there. But what I'm decided I'm going to do is I won't post any more taupe videos unless there's a taupe involved. I'll do some videos of other bits and pieces that I got planned. I got a bass plan, for a bass video coming up, and maybe a bit of hound fishing, some rays, maybe some fishing for fish that I know that are there. You know, I can go out and catch fish, that's not a problem. I just want the taupe, so I'm putting the hours in for the taupe because I want the taupe so badly. So you got to put the hours in if you want them. But I'm not going to bore people with videos of me sitting on rocks talking all day. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you can give us a thumbs up, that's great. Fly there went in my throat, that's even fantastic. There we go. Man, YouTube man dies by fly. Imagine it in the paper. Yeah, if you can give us a thumbs up, that'd be great. If you can subscribe, that's great. If not, just enjoy the videos, it's much appreciated. So until next time guys, keep safe, keep fishing, keep chasing them dreams.